Hey everybody, Off the Mic Sports Network here, another edition of Off the Top Rope. So the WWE has released a bunch of talent as per usual post WrestleMania season. So this is not a shock, but you wouldn't know it on the internet because everybody wants to create their narratives, and the people in the IWC want to be like tribalistic, and they want to create this narrative that WWE, the Fed is bad and TKO is bad. Okay, first of all, I've said before that TKO is not very good for WWE business, and they've kind of screwed things up a little bit. Yes, is it optically not good to release a bunch of talent when you're propping up, oh, biggest WrestleMania season ever, biggest gate ever? You're charging an arm and a leg for every single premium live event under the sun, and you're all this other shit that's going on. But here's the thing, and where I think a lot of people are losing sight of what's going on here is um I don't think people truly understand what it means to be in business and what it means to be a corporation or a company. Like, these things happen. At your everyday job, people are going to get fired. There are going to be layoffs because, naturally year over year things change, and it's just the way things are. And in WWE, they have a naturally very bloated roster. What was everybody complaining about? There were so many things in the last couple of weeks because I think Nick Khan said something prior to WrestleMania about parking talent. You look at the list of people that got released. You look at the list of the people that got released. Let me read these off to you guys. You got Dakota Kai, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Braun Strowman, Kaden Carter, Katana Chance, Shayna Baszler, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne. You had Gallus. You had Jakara Jackson. And to my standing right now, that is where the releases are. And there may be more coming. So a lot of different things have come out, and I just don't like the dialogue that's going on within the fan base about what happened here. Like, the Fed is bad. First of all, AEW does the same shit, and they cut people. Like, this is just the way things go. And when you have a big roster and you're gearing up to bring other people in, when cycles go through, people fall into obscurity, and it's just the reality, especially in an entertainment business like wrestling. Like, if you're not going to be able to adapt, or you get injured or something, you're going to get sucked into the black hole, and you're not going to be able to come out of it. And a lot of people are trying to make this a female issue and make this a feminist issue, an LG guys. Okay, let's use Dakota Kai as an example here. Dakota Kai, I love to death. I think she's one of the best wrestlers in the world. And I think she never really got a fair shake. But the reality of the situation is they were never really fully going to push her as a single star. And basically, she had gotten so injured in so many different times as part of Damage Control that they couldn't rely upon her. Same thing with Cora Jade. Same thing with Gigi Dolan, who I thought really, and Gigi Dolan and Cora Jade specifically had some horrendous luck. Gigi Dolan, let's think about this. If Mandy Rose doesn't get fired for her Brand Army page and, explicit photos, doesn't get fired a few years ago, Toxic Attraction, her, JC Jane, and Mandy Rose, are, along with Gigi Dolan, are all in the main roster, and they may be a mainstay of this women's division because they had an interesting look. They were all attractive. Like, it had a lot of appeal to it, and it never became anything because Mandy got fired. And it sucks what happened because then Gigi got hurt. They had the feud, and JC Jane's kind of in her. She's in Fatal Influence now, which is basically the same thing, and it just never panned out, and so it just sucks. And Cora Jade, same thing. Like, she was on the same wavelength and feuding with Roxanne Perez, who's the future of this division, and she kept blowing her knee out. Like, CM Punk, she grew up idolizing CM Punk, and CM Punk considers it like one of his joking daughters, because they're influenced by his wife, AJ Lee. And so to see Cora Jade lose her job, it sucks. And all these people, like Braun Strowman, and Braun Strowman's another case. Braun, to me, was honestly a little bit of a surprise, considering he had been a really valuable asset since coming back to the company. He was never going to win another championship or anything like that. But in getting over monsters like Bronson Reed, and then, specifically lately, Jacob Fatu, he did a really good job in doing that. And people loved his music. He was great with the kids and everything. But you could see near the end of it, Braun, it was just getting injured left and right. Like, he could barely move. And credit to him for doing business in judo, just killing it. But You look at this situation, and it's just like a couple things that I really need to hammer home. Number one, um, if you're going to use this as a talking point of where they should go to a company, why don't you wait a few days and try and figure that out? Because these people all lost their jobs. And if you're an AEW tribalist who's trying to dunk on WWE, saying, "Oh, Fed bad," and use this as a talking point, fuck you. This is business, guys. And when you look up and down this list, you honest to God can tell me this is not like, Alistair Black getting released in the middle of a push, or, like a shocking name that was a big time thing that was prominently featured. Like Mustafa Ali got released a couple of years ago when he was going to win the freaking North American title. He was going to win he was going to win the NXT North American title, and they had to call an audible and go to Dominic Mysterio. And they had to do that. Like, so, shit happens. Like, Eddie Thorpe got released. He had a decent little push in NXT, but he really had a ceiling. Shayna Baszler, sadly, like, it just never clicked. Like, she had multiple opportunities. It wasn't really her fault. It just didn't click. Like the Becky Lynch stuff, and then going into COVID, she didn't win. She didn't win the Rumble. She didn't win the championship, and then the Ronda Rousey feud was a disaster. Like, all of these people, all due respect to them, it's not like it's not like it was some travesty that they got released. It happens in the business, and it happens in an entertainment business. It happens in any walk of life. People are going to lose their jobs, and it sucks. I'm not saying that this is a good practice to have. This is just the reality of the world. And when WWE is, looking to bring in other talent, they brought in Aleister Black, they brought in Rusev, it looks like they're going to bring in Mariah May. This is just the way the cycle goes. And if you don't, and if a certain period of time things don't work out and you don't separate yourself, you're going to be on the chopping block. And that's the way that the business works. And it, like I said, it's terrible. And I feel horrible for all these people and all their families. And just very vague statement. I hope they all land on their feet. And, the good thing about, having AEW, even though I don't disagree with I don't agree with a lot of their practices, is there's places to work and there's money out there. So in a lot of ways, this is kind of a good thing, because a lot of these people were not doing a whole hell of a lot of anything. Like, yeah, Gigi Dolan was getting kind of a moderate push in NXT, but what was her ceiling? Braun Strowman, he kind of had a ceiling there too. Dakota Kai kept getting injured. It's like, so now they basically get these opportunities to potentially go somewhere else and, see the opportunity to do something there. But I'm not going to have that conversation now. What this should be about is about these people. I wish them all the best. I hope it's a bright future for all of them. This is just the reality of the situation. But if you're going to try and use this as some sort of tribalistic talking point to, like, feed your narrative of somehow WWE is terrible, go look at any other promotion in the world. They cut people. This happens. Not just in wrestling, in any walk of life. Hell, in my job, there's a bunch of people who got laid off at the start of the year. It happens in any place, no matter what corporation you are. And the fact that people who have jobs and know this are reacting like this is what really frustrates me. So can we stop the fake outrage about, these releases? Because it's really dumb. Just because you guys don't agree with one place or the other place. It's feel bad for the people feel bad for the people who got fired, who got released, but also, feel kind of good because, hey, it's a new beginning. It's a chance for them to reset themselves. Because look at history. Drew McIntyre got fired. Look at him. He's one of the biggest stars in the world. There's been a bunch of people across any walks of life that have been fired, especially in the wrestling business, that have gone on to another place and done pretty well for themselves and have been able to rebuild their image. Cody Rhodes had to leave. He had to get released, and he came back stronger. I'm not saying that any of these people are going to be that, but who knows? But let's not act like this is some sort of travesty against humanity and try to create some narrative to, figure out that WWE is bad. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I will see you guys soon. Bye-bye.